Well, my friends, wanted to make a video on race relations in America, and it seems that people from this country, how this country came to be, that the current expression of this country, that the one that we're living now, this iteration of it, is a result of the European Christian invasion of the Native American land called Turtle Island, which is the Native American word or term, name for the North American continent, the part of the American continent, North America. So a lot of people want to portray this as a nation founded, the United States of America as a nation founded on laws and rightfulness and love and justice for all and all that stuff, and that's not true. This nation was built basically on slavery, genocide, rape, and land theft. The one that we're living in right now, and we're seeing the secondary effects of that. So a lot of people, when they came over from, say, Italy, when the people came from Italy, they came because there was abject poverty at the moment in Italy. There was religious or political prosecution, just like there's religious and political prosecution right now under the Donald Trump administration. If you're a Muslim, you get banned from coming in here, and you get cataloged as a terrorist. And if you oppose him politically, you get fired or you get ostracized in public, Twitter or whatever. You get called fake media. There's a campaign orders by him. Basically, he rules by executive order, which is what he criticized and Obama, which he only did it a few times. So you see a lot of these people, their ancestors came here as immigrants, as refugees, fleeing horrors in their land. Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, the biggest hypocrites, and an embarrassment to the Hispanic community. Both of them are. They're refugees from Cuba. They were refugees from the Fidel Castro dictatorship. Their parents were. And here they are supporting racist measures against other Hispanics. So I see a lot of people, and I was talking previously about the Italian immigrants who participated, the descendants of Italian immigrants who participate in racist rhetoric and I'm an American and all this, illegal aliens and all this refugees and all this Muslims and all this. Forget that at one time their parents suffered tremendous discrimination against them. They were called wetbacks or wops, guineas, whatever they were called, derogative terms. And it seems like it's like a graduation, and I'm not talking about just Italians. I have Italian blood, Italian Greek blood, and I have Italian Greek blood. I have Native American blood, African blood from two tribes, Iberic, from the Iberic Peninsula, and I even have Irish in me. I did my DNA testing, and it seems like they can't wait to be one generation after their ancestors, one or two generations after their ancestors immigrated here, so they can join in the racist bashing. I've seen it in a lot of cultures, and even Hispanic people. I see some Hispanic people, Puerto Rican people, they talking shit about Mexican people, hating on Mexican people. Guess what? Half of this nation belongs to Mexico. It was stolen through aggressive war. It wasn't a defense or a treaty, none of that. It was just like Hitler did. Half of this nation. That's what Colorado is. Colorado means red. in Spanish. Montaña, that's mountain in Spanish. It just took the little apostrophe off. So half of this nation was stolen from Mexico, and the other half was stolen from my Native American ancestor. It was stolen by some of from my Spanish ancestors. But I do see that a lot of people who are descendants of immigrants, which are everybody in here unless you have Native American blood, like I do. The rest of the people here are invasion, descendants of people who invaded, descendants of invasors that committed atrocities. People say, well, I did not participate in that. Yes, but you're reaping the benefits of that genocide, and now you're, discriminated against people who are not doing what our ancestors did. They're just desperate and trying to come in and asking. They're not invading with rifles and bombs and biological warfare like our ancestors did by giving smallpox infested blankets to my Native American ancestors. They're not doing that, man. They're just coming, to work and stuff like that, and hopefully be able to survive whatever civil destruction is going on in their country, which some of those destructions are being caused by United States foreign policy, and by supporting dictatorships, and throughout United States history has always been, the United States government, and it's not just the United States government, it's any empire, all empires do that, unfortunately. It doesn't matter what the regime is doing. If the regime supports the United States or United States corporations or British corporations or German corporations, whatever, any empire, Romans, they did the same. If they're supporting, who gives a shit? They let them kill people by the thousands, millions, whatever. They don't care. So we need to change that, and we need to change that really quick. We need to change that perception that, okay, my last name is Corleone, or McGregor, or any other last name, or a German last name, and my father was straight up from Germany or straight up from Italy, or my grandfather, and now all of a sudden I get to bash and I get to be a racist prick to people who are coming in as refugees or as just immigrants looking for work, and for the work that you're not going to do. You're not going to do the jobs that these people are doing. So we need to think about that for 1 second, and hopefully, and I keep saying this, we need to start thinking as a species instead. And don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of my heritage, but at the end of the day, we need to start uniting and thinking like a species floating on this rock. The very advanced primates floating on a rock in space. Because if we don't unite as a species and eventually do away with all the borders and all this stuff and start helping each other, I don't think we're going to make it. We're going to destroy each other if we don't do that. If we don't start thinking as a species and unite and take down all the walls and take down all the rhetoric and the hateful and the racism and all that stuff, we're not going to last long.